Yo, what's going on, everybody? Let's go. My man, Coach Donte, up in the building. You feel me? We got some Eagles Texans tonight. It's gonna be I mean, from what I'm seeing right now, everyone's saying this is gonna be a blowout. If we get anywhere close, I know Coach is gonna be out there on YouTube talking about some damn 38 to who, 40 to who. Yeah. Hey, I see people saying Texans upset in the chat. Hey, I know Coach gonna like it, but hey, how you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. Like I say, if the game better not be anywhere near close, the Eagles better beat us. They better blow us out. No Brandon Cooks tonight. They better blow us out.
And Nico
All
Collins.
that's all I know.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later, though, man. But let them know where they can find you before we start off the show.
First of all, y'all can find me on YouTube at Coach Donte, Instagram, Coach Donte 31, and Twitter, Coach Donte 31. I'm all over the place, and Coach Donte at Sports Empire Network.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Go subscribe to them over there,
And
man.
also Coach Donte ECG. Y'all can find me
Yep,
over there as well.
ECG. Yep. That's the guy that made the starting countdown starting soon.
Yep.
So definitely go rock out over there. That's my brothers, man. Slay. When is the dark web stream? I don't know. But yeah, man. Let's just jump right into it, man. What is your expectations for tonight? What are you expecting tonight?
Uh, my expectations, like I said, even if you look at the every other game that we played, we've been dominated repeatedly by the run game, but we still managed to keep the game close. We still managed to keep the game close, even though we've been dominated by the run game. And what's kept keeping every game close is because the secondary. I don't give up too many big plays. Steven Nelson, who came over from the Philadelphia Eagles, has been doing a hell of a job. Has been doing one hell of a job. Today. It's been doing one hell of a job for us. I mean, I remember we said that, in the group chat on ECG over there, how good Steven Nelson has been for the team. Derek Stingley has been sensational. 254 snaps, haven't given up not one touchdown. He's been phenomenal. And Garden, one of the top receivers in the game, who we all consider, you know, no Sauce Gardner over there having a great season as well, which is I kind of predicted that he will be great. But he's guarded, Derek Stingley has guarded better wide receivers, just like he's guarded better wide receivers in the SEC. He's guarded better wide receivers in the NFL. And like I said, I shouldn't have to go over all the receivers he had to cover, but he had to cover a gauntlet. Tonight will be his biggest test that he has to cover, which is AJ Brown. Like I say, if he give up a couple of touchdowns, AJ Brown just on the hot streak. You got to just hold his hand up. That will not define who Derek Stingley is. That will not define if he got exposed. Hey, AJ Brown is hot. Did that for everybody. But other than that, my expectations is, nothing new. We gonna make it dominated by the run game again because we cannot stop the run. And let's hope we can just find a way to keep this game close like we always been doing. But it's gonna be hard tonight without a Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, what I'm expecting is, I think for what my expectations should be, I feel like we should blow them out. I just feel like we're a better team than you guys right now. On paper, we're playing better football. Um, and I just personally feel like with how things are going right now, this should be a win for us. But crazier things have happened in football, bro. Anything can happen. This is football, bro. So at the end of the day, like, anything can happen. I'm not gonna act like I don't think we're gonna blow you guys out, because I have it being a lopsided game. But I just feel like at the end of the day, like, it could be like at a point where the Texans, like, could shock us. But hey, I just want to say what's good to the people in the chat. I see Big Fridge in here, Jaden, Rhea, Nas, Andre, Rio. What's good, fellas? What up, everybody? Matthew Goodman. Yeah, man. What up, y'all, ladies and gents? Appreciate you guys for stopping by. If you haven't already, I'm pretty sure most of you guys subscribe to Coach Dante. Go subscribe to him if you haven't. But yeah, man, let's get into the next topic. So this season, what are your thoughts on the Texans so far? You kind of explained it, but what is your like overall outlook on this team so far this
Well,
season?
like I say, it's everything I expected. It's pretty much everything I pretty much expected. I knew we gonna struggle. We don't got the team. We don't got the team to we got, I mean, like I said again, we competed each and every game. We haven't gotten blown out in no game that we played. We haven't been blown out. The only game statistically, if you look at the game, we got blown. You want to say we got blown out was the Raiders game, but the game got out of hand kind of late because of Davis Mills threw that pick interception, which really kind of put away the game to put them up 31-20. But technically, that was the only game. Every other game, you look at the Chargers game, we were getting beat in that game. I believe 24-7, and we was able to come back in that game and lose 24-34. The other games we had a chance to win. The Broncos games we had a chance to win. They've been struggling. The Colts game we should have won that one. It went to overtime. And of course, y'all already know how that ended up a tie ball game. So it was games that we should have well out of that win and won. Jacksonville, we end up winning that game, pulling that game out due to Damian Pierce has been phenomenal this year. So there was some games, man, we should have won. We had an opportunity to win, but we just didn't pull them off. And that goes back to show this team is not really good enough. This offense is not really good enough to kind of pull games off, tight games off. And that just showed you other teams and other coaches come out with better execution. But right now, it's everything I expect. I didn't expect us to win a lot this year, but I expect us to go out there, keep a game close, and compete.
Yeah, that's exactly how I seen it happening too. I mean, I thought you guys were going to surprise some teams and beat some teams this year. I mean, hey, you're competing, and that's exactly what you guys wanted this offseason. I know a lot of Texans fans were screaming about that. Like, you want to see your team improve, um, every game, and I feel like that's what you have been doing little by little. You have a really nice pass defense. You know, I think you guys have 7 interceptions this year, 5 touchdowns given up through the air. You're one of the best pass defenses in the league. And hey, I said this offseason, man, and I know coach can attest to this because we were talking about the Texans secondary a lot. I mean, we were talking about how good that secondary was going to be this offseason. Yeah, like I know I'm not a fan of Steven Nelson, but I'm not gonna act like he's not a good 3 or 2 on any other team. Like he's a solid player. I'm not gonna act like he's not. Um, and Lovie Smith is a great coach. I think he knows how to develop players. He knows how to get players going. Um, and he knows how to develop a lot of defensive players too. Because Steven Nelson wasn't playing great this last season, and now he's playing a lot better. And he wasn't terrible last year. He was okay, but he wasn't as good as he's doing right now. And then you got Stingley, of course. Stingley playing great football. That defense right now, besides your run defense, you're doing pretty well. And we suck at a run defense too. Like we're right there with you, bro. Our run defense is terrible too. Like we give up a lot of yards a pop. So I understand, man. But we were talking about it earlier. No Brandon Cooks and Nico Collins tonight. How do you think Davis Mills performs?
I don't think he performs too well, even with them. Even with them was out, even when they was in, he wasn't performing too well. He wasn't performing well anyway. So you can make an argument the Texans get a quarterback next year, but at the end of the day, you can make an argument: do you want to keep him and just put more weapons around him to see what he had, to see what he comes up with? Because again, we don't have the receiving core. We don't have a great receiving core at all outside of Nico Collins or Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, kind of got upset because he wasn't traded. But at the end of the day, he signed the contract at the beginning of the season, so he knew he was getting into it. So he can only fault himself from in being in this situation. Now he's upset because the team didn't want to trade him, and the team did not want to trade him. He was kind of upset, but a team did not want to take that 18 mil. Another team did not want to take his $18 million contract. So he can only be upset on his own. He got to be upset on his own, and he's got to man up. He's trying to say the Texans trying to hold him hostage a little bit and try to waste his career. At the end of the day, he got to think about it. He signed that contract last year. He signed the 2-year deal. So other than that, hey, that's his fault. But Davis Mills has regressed this year. He has not really been good this year. He could make some throws if he gets time in the pocket, but the problem is, like I say, he has not been making them this year. Not last year he was making them, but this year he has not been making these throws this year.
I think you have a good run blocking offensive line. I don't know about your passing offensive line. Like if we're talking about just like your pass offensive line, when you're in a passing situation, I don't know how your offensive line performs around then. But what I can say is when I've seen Davis Mills play this year, it hasn't been great. Obviously, like you said, he's regressed this year, and it's not like really looking out like the greatest for him. But I've been a big fan of him since he was at Stanford. Dude is an incredible talent, but it's just like he plays like Kirk Cousins. It's like when you go out there and you suit up, right? Everyone, if you're a high level skill player, everyone's gonna think you're gonna play good and whatnot. If you're a player, a lot of people had going into the off season at a like really high standard. Everyone's gonna expect you to play well, so it could be a pressure thing. Like, hey, he got to live up to the pressure, like you said. And you said it this offseason. You wouldn't want to give him too much love because it was only one season. You got to do it consistently, and bro, I'll give him some time, but right now it's just not looking well for him. I think he plays like Kirk Cousins. I just feel like you gotta you gotta protect him a little bit better. Because he's not a guy like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen where he could just like kill you like consistently every game. He's not like that. He's one of those pocket passing quarterbacks where he's just gonna stand in there, let it rip, and I think he has a tremendous skill set. It's just like you gotta protect him and give him the right weapons because he's not gonna do well if there's nothing there around him. And tonight is not gonna be one of those great nights for him. So yeah, I completely agree with you. But the Eagles' run defense, like I said, is terrible. It's been one of the worst in the league this year. And Damian Pierce has been one of the best running backs in the league this year. So how do you think he plays tonight, bro?
Well, I think he plays like he does every other night, every other day. Like he had a great. He didn't. The only week he didn't have a great weekend was week 1 and week 2. Week 1 and last weekend. Last weekend, um, it was kind of shut down. Most of that because of the offensive line couldn't block last weekend. They could not block at all against Tennessee. But Tennessee has some great guys, man. Jeffrey Simmons, Denico Autry. They have a great, pretty solid defensive line. Harold Landry. They have some solid pieces. But you come in tonight, Eagles run defense. They have better guys than the Tennessee Titans does. They have just as good a defensive line. So he runs hard every time he get the ball, and the Texans got to do a better job opening up some holes for him. When he sees a hole, he's not hesitating to go through it. And he's a very hard runner, man. He's the second best running back in the league as far as missing breaking tackles. As far as breaking tackles, he's second best behind Nick Chubb. Behind Nick Chubb of breaking tackles. So he's very strong. You're not really gonna get him down on the first opportunity. And he's a very hard runner, and he keep those legs moving. So that's what I like about Damian Pierce. And right now, he's on a. If he doesn't get hurt, he's on a roll for like a 1,100 yards season this year. So I'm very impressed from what I've seen with Damian Pierce so far. He's a tough runner, man. He's a very solid, tough runner. Hands out of the backfield, kind of iffy. Coming into the NFL was good going into college, but kind of iffy coming out of the NFL. But he's a hard nosed, tough runner, and just love they would Pep Hamilton got to get him the ball, keep giving them the ball more to keep this defense honest. But it's going to be hard to throw tonight. I can tell it's going to be hard to throw tonight. Philadelphia's game plan is going to come in trying to stop Damian Pierce and make these receivers beat them, and make Davis Mills beat them. But Damian Pierce has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I completely agree, bro. He has been phenomenal this year. This entire class of rookies has been phenomenal this year. Got K9, Kenneth Walker, Brees Hall. I know he got injured. He's out for the season, but he was playing great before the injury. And then you got Damian Pierce, who's playing amazing football right now. It only took 2 games, and then he started popping off. So yeah, shouts out to Damian Pierce. I think he has a good game tonight. Like I said, no Jordan Davis tonight. That's one thing for us. But we still have a good overall team. Even if we lose tonight, we can't make excuses just because we didn't have Jordan Davis. It's like Coach says, it's a second man, up mentality. Like you're supposed to be the best team in the league. You gotta always show up consistently. But I think Damian Pierce has a really good game tonight. I think he'll be the reason your offense even gets a touchdown. If I'm being completely honest, bro, I think that's like the only guy that gets a touchdown in your offense tonight. Um, but hey, I got a question for you because you're the Texans fan here. Do you know like any like breakout players for the Texans tonight specifically?
Well, if it's any breakout players, it's got to be Davis Mills. Davis Mills got to break out. He got to show that without his top 2 wide receivers, he got to show that he can get the job done. That he can go out there and put the team on his back. If there's any breakout guy, he got to go out there and show up. Damian Pierce, I'm expecting him to go out there and put up a good fight, but Davis Mills got to go out there and show why he should be the franchise quarterback of this team. I mean, you got to at some time, you got to make guys better. You got to go out there. You got to make receivers better. If you're going to be that guy, you got to go out there and you got to make plays. So if there's anybody that I would say that's going to break out, it's going to have to start with Davis Mills. And like I say, at the end of the day, I know people don't like blaming the quarterback as the main much, but I'm a big fan of holding players accountable. And I'm not a big fan of just always holding the coaches accountable all the time. Because yes, the coaches got to put a better scheme around a player, but a player got to go out there and execute also. He got to go out there and execute. And I be tired of the excuses by time I always want to put it on a coach, but you gotta execute. You gotta go out there and execute. So I very much hold my players accountable. I'm gonna hold my players accountable. I know the offensive play calling has not been great with Pep Hamilton, but at some point Davis Mills got to go out there. He's got to go out there. He's got to show up. He's got to execute the play. So I say, knowing me as a Wild, I don't make no excuses for no players. If you're not out there playing good, I'm not trying to hear about the play scheme. I'm not trying to hear about that. You still, at the end of the day, these goddamn players get paid to go out there and play football and throw a football and catch a football at the end of the day. So at some point, as fan base and any fan base out there, we got to start holding these players accountable as well, because they're the ones out there. They're the ones out there that's got to execute the play call, whatever play it is, regardless if you don't like it, regardless of the scheme. They still got to go out there and execute that play at the same time. So at the end of the day, Davis Mills trying to prove that he's a franchise quarterback. Tonight, he's got to go out there. Even if we lose, he's got to go out there and show some signs that he can put this team on his back. And put this team on his back. So, like I say, I'm a big player, accountable guy. I don't like excuses, and I'm not gonna make no excuses for this team and for how Davis Mills is playing.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like because he's the quarterback of the football team. A lot of people say he was going to be a good quarterback this season, including myself. So far he isn't playing like a good quarterback. It could be reasons for that, but hey, he's been playing bad. And he has to take that accountability, and just keep it pushing. Like it's okay to admit that you've been playing bad, and it's okay to admit that you're wrong about a player. Like I was so far this season about Davis Mills, but there is so much more time left in the season for him to step up. I feel like what you need to do is you just got to get this man going a lot more. And the offensive line, I feel like you could have made a trade at the deadline, but there just wasn't too many offensive linemen that were available at the deadline for Davis Mills protection. But like you said, they got Kenyon Green through the draft. You still got Tunsil. And the other guy that you drafted a couple years ago, the same year we drafted Andre Dillard. I always forget his name. Titus something.
Titus Howard.
Yeah, Howard.
Yeah,
Howard.
Titus Howard.
How has he been this season?
He's been fine. He's been all right.
All right. That makes sense. I think for you guys, a breakout player, that's tough. I feel like it's got to be someone on the defense. Petrie could have a good game because they're gonna look at that film and watch them deep balls, bro. If we try some, they could get a pick on us. Like I mentioned earlier, you have 7 picks this season.
Yep.
That's one of the highest in the league. And you only given up 5 touchdowns this season through the air. So you held quarterbacks to a really low standard, man. And I don't know, man. I feel like if we try something through the air, it's gonna be like really, really bad for us. But hey, like I said earlier, it's any given day of football. If you win, you win. And this is definitely a game you could win. But can you list the receivers that you got starting tonight?
Not sure. I'm not sure. I don't look at the depth chart. I know we got Dorsett. Out there. I know we got Dorsett is one of them. Hold on, let me see. I gotta check. I don't know what Chris Moore. We got Dorsett. Chris Moore. We do have OJ Howard and Brevin Jordan. We do have. I think we have Ken. I believe Ken out there as well. But as far as I know, we have Dorsett and Chris Moore. Chris Moore out there. Sometime Race Burkhead is gonna be playing in that situation. But at the end of the day, I'll say, man, we gotta Davis Mills got to put this team on his back. Whatever receivers we have out there. So at the end of the day, man, it's gonna be on Davis Mills' back. He's gonna, even like I said, even if we lose tonight, but if we lose close, putting up a fight, a lot of people would give Davis Mills a lot of credit. I would give Davis Mills a lot of credit because at the end of the day, this game supposed to have been a blowout. And like I say, this game better not be close because I'm gonna be looking. I'm also be up there with Key and my boy Cool Kane. And this game better not be close. I'm going on a tagging spree.
Yo, I'm dead, man. Tyron Johnson, I know he's gonna be playing for you
Yeah,
guys.
we just picked him up. I believe we just picked him up. Tyron Johnson. I believe we just picked him up
Yeah. Hmm.
somewhere. Picked him up. Tyron Johnson. We got Dorsett. We do got Chris Moore out there.
Jalen
Uh,
Camp, all right?
Jalen Camp. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Jalen Camp on the
Hmm.
roster. We got him on the roster because Nico
Matthews hurt.
Collins was. You say who?
Yeah, I was just about to say Matthews. He's not playing the season.
No.
Collins is out tonight. Cooks is out tonight. So your receiving cast consists of Brevin Jordan, OJ Howard, Philip Dorsett, Moore, Johnson, Jalen Camp. If
Yeah.
we lose tonight, bro, to this receiving core, all hell is breaking out in Philly, bro. All hell.
Nah, I don't believe all hell gonna break. All people gonna say that's one loss. That's all hell gonna.
Bro, if
Yeah,
we
nah, they gonna
lose
do that.
to that receiving core, oh my goodness, bro. I'm gonna be pissed, bro. And
Man,
it's
you know how y'all gonna be. Y'all, it's okay, it's okay,
yeah,
it's okay, man. It's one loss, it's one loss, it's one loss. It's okay.
it's not gonna be okay to me because if we lose it to guys like Jalen Camp, what's his name? Johnson, Philip Dorsett, bro. Philip Dorsett was like a fourth string wide receiver on the Seahawks roster a couple years ago. Like,
And
and
Moore is a special teamer.
exactly, bro. Like,
Yeah,
there's no reason we should lose to this tonight, bro. There's no reason we should lose to this tonight, man. I just feel like if we lose tonight, it's gonna be just it's not gonna be fun. Talking Philly tonight. Well, it also depends on how we lose, because we'll lose like and put up a lot of points, and the fan base is gonna be like, "Oh, it was just one game," or it could be like it's just a bad performance by Jalen Hurts, and everyone is just gonna be on his head, bro.
he's from Houston too.
Yeah,
He used to
exactly.
stay
That's what
20. Hey, he used to stay 20 minutes down for me. He stayed 20 minutes down for me, down the street for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, bro, that's he. Hey, he reps the Astros, bro. He's a Texan, bro. Like he's really what a Texan is. He's a part of the Eagles, but he's Houston till he dies, bro. That brother is Houston. You can
Yep.
tell.
He used to
He
stay 20 minutes down for me. He played at the high school. I used to go watch him play. His father coached him up from high school and everything. So yeah, he's got very good ties to Houston.
Yeah, he's a good player, bro. He's definitely a good player. But my next question for you is, this is my favorite player from the draft. Derek Stingley. This dude is a dog, bro. He's a DAWG, bro. Like he's everything you want in the corner. Um, Ever since he was a freshman at LSU, this dude's been putting people on clamps. Besides Devontae Smith, besides him. And even then, he was a freshman going up against the Heisman winner. Like
Yep.
a lot of corners can't do that, and he still almost like he still had a solid game against him. Like, yeah, Devontae Smith beat him on a couple routes, but he held his own for majority of that game. But how do you
Yep.
think Stingley matches up against AJ?
If what you call the scores on him, you already know what people gonna start saying. Oh, he got exposed. He not a good cornerback. He's an overrated cornerback, Sauce Gardner. So I'm prepared to hear all that just because of one game. He haven't given up a touchdown all year long. Been playing a gauntlet of wide receivers. And still haven't given up a touchdown. But AJ Brown is a different breed this year. He's different. And then again, like I say, you can say the dude been a menace for Jalen Hurts. He's been a menace for Jalen Hurts. He's been a gift has been given to for Jalen Hurts. So again, Jalen Hurts playing some great football. I don't like taking anything away from a player. Jalen Hurts is doing a very good job with his offense, but you can't tell me AJ Brown has not helped that offense out. It has not helped Jalen Hurts out a whole lot. I mean, jumping up in double coverage, going up there and getting the football, going up and down and getting the football. coming down with the football every time it's in the vicinity. So you can't tell me Jalen Hurt, he didn't help Jalen Hurts out. I mean, again, I'm not gonna use everybody method because I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair about, if you take this guy away, how would he perform? I'm not going to use that. I hate that method. If you take every quarterback, best receiver away, how would they look? How would they actually look? Well, like I said again, we seen how Deshaun Watson look. That's probably, the only quarterback we've seen that's successful without the top player. But at the end of the day, you gotta give him credit. AJ Brown is different. Derek Stingley has been holding it on his own. I mean, he limited Devontae Adams to 2 catches. When he was on him, he guarded him 68% of the time. Man to man coverage, no help. Stingley has not been getting helped out. And he has been man to man on the island by himself. Our cornerbacks do not get helped out. They have been playing good man to man coverage. I feel like he's going to hold his own against AJ Brown. He's not going to shut him down. But he's not going to hold. He's going to hold his own against AJ Brown. He's going to definitely hold his own. So at the end of the day, if he give up a touchdown or a couple touchdowns, would I be mad at Derek Stingley? Hell no. I mean, AJ Brown just the hottest receiver in the goddamn football, in the goddamn league.
Yeah, besides Tyreek Hill. Like Tyreek Hill been doing good too. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Tyreek Hill been him this year. He got a K. Um I still feel like AJ Brown is playing like a top 5 wide receiver though, like with everything that's going on. But I gotta ask you a question. How do you think like if Stingley just, let's say there's a situation where they go into this game right and they feel like Stingley just can't beat them one on one. Do you think, what types of looks do you think you're gonna give AJ Brown, like in terms of like doubling him?
If they see, not like I said again, Lovey Smith has been doing an excellent job trusting Derek Stingley one on one. He's been guarding the number one guy. Right, he's been guarding the number one guy. He's been guarding the number one guy all season. He's been traveling one on one guy all season and held his own. I mean, you look at Michael Pittman Jr. Yes, he had 121 yards, but they wasn't all on Derek Stingley. We played most of the cover 2 zone coverage most of the time. We're all in another weak spot of our defense is the linebacker. So they don't go toss a secondary way. Most of the catches be up between the middle, in the middle area where the linebackers at. So that's what receivers get most of their yards at. But if you go on Derek Stingley, if you look at Derek Stingley, yes, he got a couple of passes caught on him, like Cortland Sutton caught that big pass on him at the late stages of the game because, he's so big, he positions himself. But it was a lot of plays in that game. You looked at Derek Stingley, didn't get the ball thrown this way. You looked at him, he covered him pretty well. The pass interference call that was on Derek Stingley on Sutton, I thought that was a great play. I thought that wasn't a pass interference call. The ref should have let that one go. But with that 4.3 speed, and also if you at his pro day, he ran the 4.37. He ran the 4.37. That's pretty fast. So it shows his ability that he can keep up. He can keep up with wide receivers that no one will kind of burn him. He's pretty fast, but at the end of the day, man, I think Lovey Smith, he's gonna mix it up with some cover 2 zone a little bit. He's gonna mix it up with cover 2 zone and man to man, but most of that will be man to man that Derek Stingley would guard him. Whether if it's Devontae Smith or Steven Nelson. And like I say, if he's on Devontae Smith and Devontae Smith not getting enough touches, or if he's not on AJ Brown, a lot of people gonna say, well, he wasn't on AJ Brown. Steven Nelson was on AJ Brown. Devontae Smith still is a great wide receiver. He still is a great wide receiver. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You got a 1A, you have a 1A, you have a 1B wide receiver on that team. So at the end of the day, Devontae Smith was a number 1 wide receiver, regardless who he's on. I feel good about him guarding. I feel good about him holding his own. But like I say, hey, it is what it is. If he give up a touchdown, those are great too. Those are great receivers that Jalen Hurts got over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, man. I'm not gonna lie and act like I think Jalen Hurts has just been like the man in terms of just being him versus everybody. I feel like AJ Brown definitely has helped out with him a lot because when you have a receiver that can high point the ball like literally anywhere on the field, it clearly shows the difference. Um, if I could, I
I
would.
mean, but like I say, you got
Yeah,
people putting him in the top 5 already because he having a good season. You got
yeah,
people already rushing him
right.
into the
I
top
think
5.
I think he's playing top five football right now, but he's not a top five quarterback like overall. Like if you
Yeah,
look at it,
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
one thing. I don't think Miles Sanders that also helps too. Like when you have his ability to have that RPO assembled, where they look one way, but you also have Hertz's legs to add another threat to it. But you also have, the passing that you can add a threat to. Like you've seen it last week. We ran like this little simple man coverage play. Well, not us. The Steelers ran a simple man coverage play, and it looked like Cameron Hayward was trying to stop Miles Sanders. He cut in, and then Jalen Hurts faked it as if he was gonna actually hand the ball off, and then he was gonna take it off with it, but he seen Dallas Goedert right there. Great design play right there, and that's what's helping us out more this year because we're doing things like that on the goal line situations. We're also doing it in situations where like we need a first down, like huge, and Sanders has been helping us out this year. I feel like having a spread offense to complement with that has helped us out this year too. Zach Pascal has been a dirty worker this year. He's been blocking like really well. One of the
yeah,
best blocking receivers in the game. AJ Brown, like bro, this entire offense has just definitely improved this year, and a big part of that is because of what AJ Brown could do for you.
yep,
Like, yeah, I'm gonna give Sanders his credit, but AJ Brown exploits defense a lot better because when you have a receiver like him, everyone's gonna focus on him. So it's like then that can leave Miles Sanders going, and then that gets Goddard the ball, that gets Smitty the ball, Pascal. It's like so many things you could do when you have a number one wide receiver as good as AJ Brown, two number
yeah.
one wide receivers. The defense is going to be scared, and that's exactly what I love about this offense. And like you said, Jaden, yes, he has been doing good this year. And I'm definitely happy for it, and I'm excited for it. But how do you think? And we were just talking about Hurts. How do you think the Texans defense matches up against Hurts?
Not. I think the passing game can compete, but as far as the running game, I don't think we do a good job of containing the run game. So, there's going to be a lot inconsistent tonight. I think the passing game can be fine against Jalen Hurts. I think they can be pretty solid, hold their own. But far as running the ball, him being a runner, we haven't showed the ability to stop the run all year long. So it just won't change my mind until we go out there and we can better show that we can kind of calm down the run. But if we do calm down the run, he does got wide receivers who he can get the ball to. So other than that, you do got a tight end in Dallas Goddard too as well that you got to account for as well. So at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to contain him. If he's running, it's going to be hard. But at the end of the day, the guys got to go out there. They got to figure it out. We got to go out there. We got to figure it out. But I feel like we compete more in the passing game than the run game.
I agree with you. I think Sanders has a really nice game. I think he has a better game than he had in Jacksonville this season with when he had 136 yards in that game with two touchdowns. I think he has a much better game. And that's crazy to say because he had a really good game then. I just think he gets about three touchdowns tonight. I think he gets over 150 yards. I feel like tonight it's gonna be more about the rushing and just getting this win. Um, and I feel like with what tonight's gonna bring, you're not gonna see us like targeting AJ Brown like a lot. Like even last week, like he only had 6 catches. Um, some receivers gets like 10, 11 catches in one game. Hill's putting up ungodly numbers. So, you know, it's crazy to think like yeah, my bad. I'm gonna check your comment out later, Big Fridge. But what I was just about to say was I feel like with what we're doing right now, I don't know. I feel like AJ Brown, he's putting up ungodly numbers too, but I think Tyreek Hill with what his numbers is looking like, it's looking like a metric where he's getting a lot of catches, so that's helping his production out with the yards and touchdowns, and that's kind of why he has more yards about than AJ Brown. That's my way of thinking. If you put AJ Brown in that offense, oh my god, bro, he'd have the same numbers. In my opinion, he'd have the same exact numbers. Like we run the ball a lot more than the Dolphins do, so that's one of the reasons why Tyreek Hill has more yards than AJ Brown. But I think if AJ was in that offense, he'd do just as good. If Tyreek Hill was in this offense, he probably puts the same amount of numbers as he is doing with you know, with the Dolphins because he's a deep threat. That's what he's really good at. But he can do a lot of things too. He's versatile. Um, Jaden says, "I'm putting this nicely. Hurts can run all over that team. If you're a real Eagles fan, name their long snapper." Yo, Bigford, you got me there, bro. What is our long snapper's name? That wow. Um, I don't pay attention to the long snappers. I'm gonna be honest, but damn, Bigford put me on the spot. You don't even know the Falcons long snapper, bro. You talking about me, bro? You this dude don't even know the Falcons long snapper name. He gonna look
Yeah.
like
I know my long snapper name, but hey,
what's it? Well, let me look it up right quick. I think it's Lovato for the Eagles. Lovato. Um, the Eagles long snapper. Do we even have a long snapper? Because we haven't had one since John Durambos. Yeah, it's Rick Lovato. I know I wasn't tripping. See, I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. But yeah, I already asked you about this question, but this is the final question I got for you. Um, what is your final score for this game, Coach Dante?
final score 27-13 Eagles.
Mm, I respect it. I respect it. I think it's gonna be 33-12. Hey, coach, I got one more segment for you, bro. If you want to go off tonight, bro, and if you guys win this game, bro, if you win this game and you just want to go off on them Eagles fans, bro, you get all permission because there's been so many people on Twitter saying that the Texans will get blown out this week. So we better put up some ungodly numbers tonight, man, against you guys. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, I ain't gonna go on a spree. I ain't gonna come on here and go on a spree. I'm just gonna tag it to Twitter and call out it and tag everybody in it. Even
Yeah.
if we lose, the game shouldn't be close. The way the score prediction is, the game shouldn't be nowhere near close.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like this game should be a ridiculous blowout, and it's not even funny. Like this, they should have put this on a like Sunday 1 o'clock game. But hey, they put it on the schedule. A game is a game. It's any given day of football. Anything can happen. I don't want to underestimate the Texans. I get it. Their record doesn't say they're a really good team, but they've been playing chippy. They have a really good pass defense, a terrible run defense, but they have players there. Hey, what's it's my homie in real life. What's good, Brady? His name's Wiz. What's good, Brady? But what I was about to say was they got a good pass defense. They got a bad run defense. But hey, as long as you get the ball to Damian Pierce, I think you win this game. But I think you could win this game, I should say, instead of saying you win this game. If you give the ball to Damian Pierce, you could win this game. But I feel like we're gonna win this game solely because of the fact that we're just a better overall team. But yeah, man, it's that last segment of the live stream. How you feeling today, man? How you feeling
Well, I'm
today?
feeling awesome. I'm feeling awesome. I ain't
Yeah.
feeling. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
chilling.
Yes, sir, man.
Getting ready to go to practice in a couple hours. So hey, I'm great.
Yo, Coach Dante is for the kids, bro. Real. Bro. He is for the kids, bro. Yeah, aren't you guys going to the Super Bowl this year or something? Like your team is
No,
undefeated.
we one game off that Saturday. If we win Saturday, we go to Super Bowl. We win Saturday. We went to the
Y'all
Super
are
Bowl
undefeated,
last year.
right?
Huh?
Y'all undefeated.
No, we lost one game.
Y'all lost one game. Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, Fridge and Wiz, y'all weird, bro. Yo, Wiz, Fridge is one of my best minds, bro. He do weird, ready. But what I was just about to say was, y'all can go find Coach Donte on Coach Donte's YouTube channel. You know, he got Twitter, of course, Instagram. But yeah, man, I'm gonna end this live stream right here. If we don't blow these dudes out, bro, Coach Donte, you could go on your spree of how many Eagles fans you want to troll after this game, bro. Cause
Mhm.
we better blow y'all out. No excuses tonight, bro.
Yep.
Y'all don't even got two of your best receivers out there. Like, no excuses, man. My
Yep.
man, my man.
I thought I thought hey, I always get myself like that.
I do the same thing too. My man
I always get my goddamn self like that, boy, thinking I had it
yo,
open already.
what's going on? But yeah, man, I'm gonna end this off right here, man. Y'all have a good one. Y'all stay safe and y'all stay blessed. Your boy is out. Y'all have a good one.
Y'all